Welcome everybody to the Dancing Oracle with Najia and today's special guest, Linda G, the Comanche psychic. I'm decked out in my Native American in her honor. And today we're going to do viewer questions. So all of you have been asking questions about what's going on, and I had posted in my community page. If you had questions, please put them in my community page in that comment section. And then a lot of you found me all over the place and I found your comments. So we're going to try to get to all. So Linda, you were just about to ask me something because about Virgos, right? Because we're both Virgo.
Yes, and I was looking for Georgia Nichols. She does the weekly, and I'm kind of looking for her. I read her stuff this morning. It's a big deal, whatever is going into our signs.
It's a big deal. We have a lot of good things in our
Is
sign.
it Uranus?
Uranus is coming into Gemini.
For 7 years.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, Uranus is coming in tonight or this late afternoon. Let me think about how many hours. And it's going to be in my moon. It's going to be. Do you know what? Do you know where Gemini is in your chart? Where
Hmm.
what house it is? It's in my ninth house. Are you in?
I'm a Libra rising.
And what about where's your? Okay, your Libra rising. Let me look real quick. You want to find out?
Yeah, Virgo Sun, Libra rising.
Okay. But I want to see what house you're well, Libra rise. It's going to just double check your houses, because I think if you're Libra rising, yeah. So that's
So
your
Virgo's my
house.
12th house.
Yeah. So I have to actually look it up for specific. I'm going to tell you after because otherwise, but I believe it
Okay.
might be in your ninth house too.
Okay. Which
Could
means
be like world, like so it's Gemini is like a local community kind of, and Uranus is like a bolt of lightning. So first off, if it goes into Gemini, it's like a bolt of lightning in your community, but you also have a community that's, out to the greater world, which is ninth house issues. I have to look that up. I'm not an astrologer. I'm just an enthusiast.
yeah, Ness, I had Ness on. She's learned she's pretty good. She got over 1,000 emails for people to do. My
I
friend
saw
Dan,
her.
who used to do my chart,
Yeah.
she read him. He said it was fantastic. But it was so much she had to kind of close it down and
Yeah,
she'll
it's
open it.
overwhelming. I always tell people to reach me in the comments because I read each and every comment and I put a little emoji next, a little thing next to it, and I try to answer you. But my emails, there's a lot of spam, like thousands, so I never.
No, I get so much I can't go through all of them. My daughter helps me, but.
Yeah, I have someone to help me, but she just funnels the work to me, and I can't actually answer the emails because there's like thousands. And before I even went on YouTube, just because
Damn.
of my other business and everything, and years of being in business, you get a lot. So anyway, we got a questions. Do you want to both throw on these? We could both see what comes up between the two of us.
Yeah, let's do like 3 cards.
Okay, 3 cards sounds perfect. So let me ask you first, before I go into the community page, I want to ask you about a local cold case in
Okay.
Philadelphia, right? I'm in Philadelphia. You're out in the San Francisco area, right?
Yeah, near Napa, wine country.
Napa. Okay. And we had a really very sad murder. I actually read for for the father. His son, his son, who was, I think, in his 20s, late 20s, early 30s, was just murdered right outside his apartment in Philadelphia, and they have no reason to know why. And he was asking me for answers. I'm just curious what you might get before I go into.
And also, Annette is very good at that too.
I know, I
And
know.
so is Mel. Mel's very good at that.
Oh, really? At cold case.
He
I told
worked
him to
he works for
contact
the
Annette.
police. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he worked for the police. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. So
What's the son's first name?
Everett, but they called him Ev. I'll pull cards again and see what I get. I get the
Did he
same.
have a good personality?
Yes.
I
But
feel like he popped out of his body and said, "What the F?"
yeah,
Like, what just happened?
I could imagine that.
Somebody he knew.
It is someone he knew? Okay. How would he know
Somebody
them,
he
I
knew,
wonder?
but I feel like their face was covered. Is that what happened?
Yeah. The murder is on video.
But was it just one person or two?
One actually, well, it's funny as you say it, two sorts. Um, there was one, but it was a collaborative effort.
Yeah, somebody else was there to help him exit.
Mm.
Somebody set this up. Was there a female mad at him? How
I,
old was he?
I can't remember if he's late 20s, early 30s, but he's young,
Yeah, it
young
feels,
man.
did he just break up with a relationship, female or male? But it feels like this was a setup. They'll find the person, by the way.
I got that that person gets it in a bad way later. I when I did the cards, I got because I use this mystical type of deck. It's called this one.
Okay.
It's Prisma Visions. And it's like very and I got an image of I got an image like his personality was like a deer and very gentle, but he was going to be a trophy for someone. I also got that he was a sacrifice, a trophy, that somebody was getting crowned and they were taking the bulls by the horn to get crowned, and it was a collaborative effort. And he kind of did this, even though it was planned, the actual act was rash. And I asked his dad, does this make any sense? And he said, the police think it's a gang initiation murder.
Okay, because it was planned, but I feel like he was innocent. The kid was innocent.
Yeah.
So I'm almost feeling like someone said do him, but it feels like a female said that. So that's
Mm, I'll tell him. I'll
okay.
tell him. All right.
Ask Annette too. She does
Uh,
those for free.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. So that's so kind of her. That's a hard thing to
She
do.
works mostly on missing children. She's very good at it.
That is so hard to do.
Oh,
Oh,
by the way, we send our heartfelt love and condolences to all the poor people that drowned. 70 people now are dead.
70 already?
Yeah,
They're finding?
in Texas.
That was something that someone asked about. I mean, this is insane because they could have had a warning. I don't know if you know, but I had a tornado in my backyard that almost hit me. 7 minutes earlier, I was standing in that spot and that took down a 4.5-story tree. Now, I always used to get alerts on my phone, tornado alerts or severe weather, light. I didn't, we have not gotten that in a couple months. Guess why we haven't gotten warnings?
I can, yep. And that's a lot to do with Elon Musk with that Doge.
Exactly. He cut out the night shift and the overnight shift on the National Weather Service for tornado and hurricane warnings. I saw a news reporter said, for years I've been predicting with accuracy which path this tornadoes would take or floods or whatever you need to know about, and I could tell you if you need to evacuate. I can no longer do my job
Yeah.
because I rely on the National Weather
I
Service.
feel like they'll have to put that back in, especially after this dead 70 people. But Texas is blaming everybody else. The administration, I mean, not the people. They're blaming Biden.
Why? What does Biden had everything set up perfectly?
Oh yeah, they're
We had a good system and for years it worked.
somebody said something on social media today. They said, this guy, he couldn't go to the funeral of two assassinated Democrats in the Michigan House. That killing. He shot four, but he killed two. He couldn't be bothered with. I can't remember, or even with these children. He's not down there.
No,
Biden would have been down there to see what the hell's going on. Um,
absolutely.
he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that, but he sure could go to Florida for the alligator prison and have a good time of it. Which, by the way, the Florida alligator prison is flooding as we speak.
I don't understand that level of cruelty, Linda. To
I
name
know.
it that and to get off on that. Like what kind of sadism is that? What is that? Sadistic. They get, I
I
mean, it's
I think Elon's going to even apologize for what he did. Don't ask me why. But
really
I
that's great.
feel like, Trump is laughing and saying we're going to sick Doge on him. You know what Doge is? It's the monster Elon created.
Yes.
But their numbers are going to drop so badly, Trump will be desperate. So I even feel like he'll turn around and change that. He'll hire everybody back.
They say Elon's trying to start his own party
He
somehow.
is. He's starting to America, which will take away from the Democratic Party. So that's pretty good. I mean, the
The
Republican.
Republican, yeah, yeah, we'll get more. Anyway, let me read some of a lot of your viewers have jumped on my channel and they knew you were going to be on here and they started to write in.
And I'm doing a regular video today, but I want everybody to know 2 p.m. Pacific time. I'm doing a live for to pick two winners.
Yeah, Linda, how you do this every month, correct?
Every month I do subscribers and I have a separate one for my members. And this will be for August.
Oh, that's wonderful. I was so lucky to win. I won one of those, but I was able to gift it to a friend who really needed it because otherwise he would have had like a 9 month wait. So, and he
Yeah.
did a reading now.
Yeah. A 9 month wait. Was that when I was doing readings?
Yeah, a long time ago. And after that, I think you had like a year-long wait, but
Terrible.
you were giving up readings and everyone booked you and and he's like, "Do you know a good psychic?" I'm like, "Yeah." I said, I'll read for you anytime, but I think it was personal.
Okay. I don't remember. Did he
He
like
was
the reading or do
he
you
was
remember?
entering the dating pool and stuff, so he had some questions. But it was really good to be able to gift that to him. It was a dear friend of mine. So anyway, our first person that um wrote was Jewel Fines, and she was asking about her great niece who's 14 on Medicaid in a nursing home, and she's asking like, what is going to happen um, with that? I told her that the Medicaid cuts won't go through until late 2026 after
And
the
no,
election.
and I looked it up to double check, and it's in 2027, correct? So Trump is still in office. But
Oh
I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
we will do a blue wave and that the Democrats will manage to somehow keep it at bay until the new Democratic president comes in. And when he comes in, according to chat, they have the right to reverse anything that Trump did.
According to chat, what's chat?
Chat GPT.
Oh, okay, chat wrote. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did you want to go first? I'll tell you what I got for that.
What'd you get?
I got that we're gonna come to it. I don't think it's gonna matter because we're gonna come to the hermit, like enlightenment. You see how
Yeah.
the higher view of the cliff, the higher perspective.
Yeah.
And but here's the good thing. Look, I got chills now. The guides just came in. Woo, baby! Compassion, baby.
Okay, cool. King of
We got the
Cups.
King of Cups, but look, he's kind of bohemian, right? It's kind of,
Yeah.
you know, not all conservative as we'll
Which
say.
cards are those? Those are very
Oh my God, I
pretty.
love this. This is the Light Seers Tarot. I wish I had done, I'm an artist and I like, this is kind of my style when I draw. And I'm like, gosh, I want to do a deck like that. And we had the Five of Cups in reverse. So there's going to be some forgiveness, a lot of
Oh,
change, conflict, hard letting go. But I don't think it's going to, I think something's going to happen because where would the compassion's coming out and the enlightenment? You understand?
yeah.
And what do you got? What do you got? Um,
I have I got real good cards. I have Toasting of the Cups. Karmically, this too shall pass. And Arrows, Swiftness. 1 minute it's on the books, the next minute it's gone.
And that's for the whole thing, because somebody else asked, not just about Medicaid, the other person, Leanne Young, she asked, like, if the Democrats can overturn this ugly bill just passed in some way.
Yeah. I just went online just to order those cards. I like those cards.
Oh, cool. You're such a good multitasker. That's not Mercury.
Huh? That's the Mercury?
Yeah, I got a collaboration of people coming together for a higher purpose. Three of Cups.
I like that Three of Cups.
And isn't that cool? Because you feel that in, like, the color purple, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's more female power. See, it's all I mean, of course, Three of Cups is always female power, but
Yeah. It's toasting of the cups.
and it's all different races, right? People looking
Yeah.
different. I love it. I just feel like something else will happen before, like King of Cups again. The King of Cups is related to this whole issue. He came up twice in relation to this. Let's see what else I get. Ooh, there's something going on with the money.
Oh, there always is.
There's always some deal going on, but they're trying to be responsible, so they may have to do a little corruption.
I think everything that he's done will turn around and be stopped.
Oh, please, God.
I don't know if he'll be alive by the time this is allegedly supposed to go
I don't
through.
think so either. I told you I saw death around them.
Yeah, and also our friend that does tarot, she feels August is really bad for him.
Oh, which friend, Annette or someone else?
Not Annette, she doesn't do
Okay, I think so.
astrology. Ness.
Oh, next astrology. Yes. She says when next August, when next
This
August.
August is really bad for Trump. His aspects are really bad.
So every time my mom is trying to bother me, she's on the other side. And she told me she'd do this. This doesn't happen in my normal life. This only happens when I'm here because she wants attention. She said she would make my
Tickle your
nose itch.
nose?
Yeah, she'd make my nose itch. She's such a diva. Anyway, so the next question, let me ask for everyone here. Linda fans, thank you for writing in, everyone, by the way, because it makes the show exciting and purposeful.
Yes, yes.
And this is a Angel Stone, it's 8457. Will the wildfires in northern Canada cause evacuations this year like it did in 2023?
Wasn't Canada going through some fires here recently?
Yeah, I thought, because we had an air alert. Spirit just wants me to draw two cards for some oh, maybe they want this one too. Okay, let me see. Wow, this is really weird. I got
Shelter in place. Shelter in place. So I think there will be some fires, but they're smaller. They're not as devastating because the outcome is even by October, everybody's feeling great.
so
That's what I got.
I got something that has more to do with people in charge right now, not so much the fire, but I got the Emperor in reverse, you
Uh,
know? So that's also, this is when you're feeling secure, right? And this is in reverse. So you're not getting that security of what you need, yet there's help there's much
well,
help.
after my huge fire up here, that was Armageddon.
I know, I
Fortunately,
did.
my house didn't catch on fire, but there was pieces of it went all the way into San Francisco. The wind was blowing 70 miles an hour with gusts up to 70 miles an hour. Anyway, you live a couple of years after that, fight or flight.
Yeah, of
You're
course.
always nervous. There would be little spot fires, but nothing. And then the Paradise went down after that.
Yes. And he blamed it on what? Not sweeping. The person who then was president is again now, blamed it on not sweeping the forest.
Yeah.
After people went through that. And then he said,
He
oh,
said that in front of Governor Brown.
and what did he
And
call it? He didn't even call it the right name
you
of
need to sweep the problem is they're not sweeping, the ground. And they were standing there trying to keep a straight face, like that wonderful physician that helped us with COVID. he would say, I understand you, if you like helps kill it and bleach or something, you just zero away. And while he's doing that, they're just,
It's amazing.
and that Dr. Berg tried to work on his side. And did you see how fast she became a nothing burger? She tried to explain
Yeah.
herself afterward. That's what's going to happen with all these people that are got their nose straight. If he comes to a full stop, everybody's head will go up as a rear.
You know, I get that he got a lot of intel on people to blackmail them, and that's why they turned. But the feeling I got with her, I didn't get that feeling with her. I just got like she just couldn't stick up and tell the truth. Like I don't know what
She's like Collins and Murkowski.
she needed some kahunas.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think she's poor, but her professional life is over with.
Yeah.
Because wait till Pam Bondi goes up before the bar association. She's going to get her license revoked. Elena Bobbitt's license is getting revoked. Everybody's getting revoked. But I think Pam Bondi might serve jail time.
I hope a lot of people serve jail time. It's I've just
Well, we
watched.
can't hope that as much as we'd like to, because the guides always say now, now, now.
But justice, Linda,
I know, but
justice.
it causes a resistance in us. So don't allow
Oh,
them to
no.
let you have that anger. Because I'll tell you, I see people saying, in my life, I don't think I've ever hated anyone as much as I hate Trump. He's such a horrible person. And this is true. But know too that this shall pass. He's not going to be able to ruin America all the way.
It will pass. He's
Take
not
it to
gonna
the
be
bank.
alive forever. And as I just keep getting like something's gonna happen. There's a bunch of things gonna happen like until the
Some
end of the year.
terrorist action is going to happen. And trust me, Iran is definitely working behind closed doors with some two other people behind closed doors, you guys.
So she read on that earlier. You read on
Whispering,
that earlier,
whispering,
right?
whispering.
Yeah. Oh, I just wanted to mention there are people writing in with personal questions, but I'd said, we're just trying to handle all the world questions. But you do have a personal, I told everyone you have a personal membership where you do 3
I
cards.
do members and I answer 3 cards every Thursday, but depending
Every,
on the first letter of your YouTube name,
oh yeah, every Thursday at what time Pacific?
3 p.m. 3 p.m. Pacific for members.
I know you used
But
to.
Annette and I do a show once a month, and boy, is she fun to work. And
Oh my,
we only answer as many as we can get, but any personal or medium questions.
I loved that show you did with her because normally it's hard for me to watch a show of all personal questions, but it was such a good show because you both had a lot of insight that when you answered someone's question, it would help a lot of people. It
Oh,
was
right.
it was very inspiring and it was a lot of life lessons. It wasn't just like here's the answer. It's like, well, here's the answer and this is what your guides are trying to tell you and this will help you. But I learned from pretty much every person that had a question.
Yeah.
It was really great. So, hello, Linda and Najia. I hope y'all doing good. I wanted to ask, with the increase funds ICE will be getting, I think it's around 150 billion. This is from some Whatska. What do you see happening with the rest of the year with ICE? How will
And
it?
by the way, they've been taking their money already from fire departments, police departments.
Because they ran out of funds.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't thanks that Christine Nome helped herself to $80,000 and has $50,000 watches.
Look, there's people in my area that have their home cost 50,000 or less, just to give you an idea. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
think my parents paid $24,000 for their house.
I mean, those homes cost 10,000 not too long ago, but now they're up to more.
Yeah.
But let me think about
But
what
but
the rest of the
when do
year.
you know the time frame that the money will start be given to the like Medicare, the Medicaid thing doesn't happen until 2027.
Pretty much, almost. Either early 2027 or late 2026 after the elections. And then
When does the money start going to ICE in the new bill? The funding for ICE begins immediately. Gosh darn it. Effective immediately, 30 billion for ICE, 45 billion for new detention centers, 29 billion for hiring, training. It's going to be where there's nothing. They can't get any more people.
they already ran out. Wow. So I'm getting, wait a minute, don't panic yet. Ooh,
What?
listen, don't panic yet. I got Knight of Swords, Justice, Upright, and Page of Swords. So there's going to be a message, like something coming in, like the Page of Swords, they call that the spy in the camp.
Yeah.
And then the slow moving knight. So the funds won't come in so fast is what I'm getting because of justice.
So there might be some lawsuits to hold it up.
Maybe, you know why? Because I was like, oh, he's going to get that right away. But maybe, I don't
They
know.
can't hire enough people.
Well, that could be something. I mean, plus people hate them. You know what I mean? Most people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the Ace of Wands means some delay or delays. A lot of unhappiness with this. And look at this, being stuck. Maybe there's no place to put the people. They're stuck.
Well, that's another issue.
We've got a good year of going through crap with this. The
I got
problem
you.
is they're taking United States citizens too.
I know. I know. They just don't care. They're just,
I'm telling you, I don't see a good outcome for us hosting any soccer event or any event with the what is the other event we're supposed to do? The Olympics?
oh, you know what? I'm not up on the Olympics. Are we
Yeah,
having?
well, apparently nobody wants to come to this country to partake in it.
Well, I don't blame them. And who needs crap at the airport? Like, look at that wonderful. Do you remember when this first ice thing just started? Do you remember that wonderful athlete that was, I think he was a wrestler? He was coming here to teach big workshops here. He's from Australia. I think he was part indigenous, you know. So they target him at the airport. They arrest him. He's in jail for 2 weeks with really hardened criminals who were harassing him and causing problems. And then one of the prisoners recognized who he was because he's famous. And then because what happened was they attacked him. And then he's a pro wrestler. He teaches it, right? Pro wrestler or fight or yeah, wrestler. And
Is he able to defend himself?
yeah, and they realized, but he lost, all these people show up, hundreds, all these tons and tons of people show up for this event that's supposed to go on. They're flying him in for that. And just because he's indigenous looking, they got to detain him. He had
No,
everything.
I didn't hear about that. It
Oh, it was early on.
must have been news in Australia, but the US didn't pick it up.
We had to hear, but it was like some of the earliest news.
Damn.
Yeah, it was really bad. We could look it up later if we have
But
more
he got out, right?
eventually, and he talked about it because they realized that. But listen, if he wasn't famous,
Oh my gosh.
if he wasn't world famous,
Well, now that
what would
Garcia,
happen to
who
him?
was shipped off to El Salvador, and they're trying to set him up with fake people. That's not going to work, by the way.
Thank.
He's talking about the torture they did to him in prison. So it's very sad.
I
This
have a
too
question.
shall pass, you guys. I know it kills everybody. I'm so worried about people that live around me, you know. My cousins are all dark skinned because, well, except cousins that my mom married a white man and another auntie married a white man. But, you know, my cousin Susan in Oklahoma, forever, her and her husband moved to Texas. And she said she was always treated badly because of the color of her skin.
Wow.
Always. She'd be waiting in line. People would just disregard her and cut in front of her. And what are you going to do about it? She's always had prejudice.
You know what? It's hard. I'm still friends with people who, you know, because I need to talk sense to them, right? So I have a dear friend. It's really hard when you have a dear friend that is, I didn't realize, prejudice.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
And she lives, bi-coastal life, so she's in California a lot. And she is just really upset that she goes into the store, and she's a big history buff, right? Major history buff. She does all this celebration of she's super patriotic and a big history. She, has all these historical enactment people as friends and things. And she writes plays that are historical, right? So she's super historical. And she's getting mad that people speak Spanish in California.
Mhm.
And how dare they? And the owner of the store is like, it's good if you're in this neighborhood to speak a little Spanish. And I'm thinking, yeah, it's nice to learn I mean, I was brought up,
Oh, it was the first language.
yeah, right? Embrace all
Comanche or Native American and Spanish.
and Spanish and Native American. The first thing Native Americans to hear it. And I go to my friend, I go, what do you, she goes, it is our country. And uh, it's not. Our language is English. And I'm like, I don't want to say her name out loud. So I go to my friend. I said, you do realize your history. It wasn't that long ago that third of our United States was called New Spain. The language was Spanish. After it was Native American, various Native Americans, the official language was Spanish. The middle of the country, the official language was French. It was the Louisiana Purchase, right? The East Coast, that's the English, right?
Right. It's the
And
King's English. Yeah.
but I said, why are you mad that they still speak Spanish? That was New Spain. You're a history person. And she got all. But I still am friends with people, just and lovingly speak reason to them.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't change their minds. Once they're ugly, it's very hard for a lot of us to realize how ugly people are. I had a friend that actually, you know, was, with considered the human consideration. And then she got married. And the guy, I know he's got a lot of money, is a Trumpster. I know he is. I can feel it, taste it, and smell it.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden she starts questioning, Biden and questioning that. I said, oh, she's turning because she's with somebody that
So
believe,
she's
if
with
you
someone and all of a
always have
sudden,
on Fox News and stuff, fake news. By the way, Fox News, and I may be wrong on the time frame, is about ready to go under. And part of it is because the guy that owns it is going to die.
I hope so.
Well, we'll wake up one morning
I
and
hope it turns. I'm
they'll
not saying I
say
hope he
he's
dies,
dead.
but I'm hoping it turns and
And then
becomes.
the kids take over. They've already gone to court over it because some of the kids wanted to keep it or change it. And then a judge said no. A judge said no, you divide it amongst all your children like you initially planned. So when it gets cut up, it's going to be something totally different.
Well, you know what? I'm glad to hear that, but I want to just tell people, don't give up on these people when they get ugly. I grew up with a mother that we were really embraced all cultures, growing up, we had every color sleeping over at our house and guests. And in a neighborhood that was very racist, okay, basically, because I mean, mostly Italian family, and they would be racist toward us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even though because some Italians are dark, right? and we're very different than that culture growing up. So let alone having everyone with, Asian, brown, black, everybody at our house. So my mom, she would say, no, I'm going to work on them. I'm going to kill them with kindness. I'm going to kill them with kindness and turn it, like, especially if they say they're Christian, I'm going to show them real Christianity. So I do that with my friend, right? And I just I just will pretend I'm oblivious that she's racist, right? So and one time she goes, "Oh, you can invite your because I used to run retreats there at this place, this old monastery next to the horse stables. And I said, "Oh, I'd love to invite some people over for the picnic because it's a we're gonna have a picnic at that park." And she goes, "Just use my front porch. You have the key. If they need the restroom, they can come in." I'm like, "Really? We can do that?" So I'm inviting my friends and some students. And when she came there, when she got home from her thing and she joined us for the big potluck picnic, she looked so uncomfortable. And I'm like, why is she acting like this? Why is she so uncomfortable? Like she's just, I'm talking really slow. And I realized, you know what? None of my friends and students are white.
Oh,
They're every
gotcha.
color. And there was one speaking Arabic and another one, you know, and the other one translating. Like
Did she
everybody
say
was,
anything to you later?
no, she just looked like, and she tried to be polite and this
Right.
and
Well,
that.
let me tell you, my dad was white, and I never heard him say a derogative word. He did talk about when he was young, and he was too young to go in the army, but everybody wanted to fight against the Japanese. Everybody did, the Germans and the Japanese. But in those days, they vehemently hated the Japanese. If only a good
I
Jap is,
know.
you know.
I know they were
So
terrible.
dad said that he knew that kind of prejudice, but that was about it. He never said, you girls better not bring home, nothing.
Thank
But
God.
you know
Yeah.
who was prejudiced? My Mexican,
I know
Native
you were
American,
your
Indian
mom.
mother.
Oh, I don't blame her what she
She
went through.
was prejudiced. And I talked to a lot of my Latina friends. They said, oh, yeah, my mom was too.
Yeah. But I kill them with kindness and work on them, and I look at the good in them, and like I've invited other people, brown skin or Indian or whatever, from India, like, and then now she's always like, "Oh, bring Deepak, he's so nice." And she was just afraid of, what I've realized, a lot of people have fear and they haven't been around people of other cultures.
Yeah,
And she's a little older than me, so she might have a lot of fear of things changing. So I really try to say, what is their point of view?
yeah,
Is there any way I can bring some light into this situation? Because doesn't it, she had so much, I mean, a lot of my friends, they and relatives, they have so many good aspects to them.
yeah.
So
Well,
I
let me tell you, the white culture is beginning to grow up and get over that.
thank God, especially the new ones, the young
Yeah,
ones. Oh my God, Linda, I did a video, I don't think it aired yet. I talked about my nephew, my grandnephew, who's a medium. He's a major talented medium. And we were out, and sometimes he sees ghosts in like his mind as an energy. Other
yeah,
times he can't tell the difference between a physical person and a ghost. It's that
yeah.
clear. So he's just a little kid, and he's got like 9-year-old
How old is he?
he's 11, but he has like 9-year-old parental controls on every device, right? And he starts saying like, don't you see them? Don't you see the people jumping the fence? Why are these people chasing them with shovels? He says, there's like so many people. What's going on? He goes, they're bleeding, and what's going on? What's going on? Why are they doing this? And I'm like, and he goes, can't you see them? And I'm like, no, honey. And I'm looking for energy. I go, and I said, I think they're ghosts. Are they? So he realized they're ghosts. I go, what do they look like? And I said, what color are they? Brown? He goes, no, the people running are like black. And then the people chasing them are white, and they're chasing them with shovels. And he goes, there's a white woman on the ground crying, and she's saying, why can't there just be peace? Why can't there just be peace? My God. And he's just a little kid. He was so shaken from it for about, 15 minutes. He's just shaken from, because he was really seeing that replay. And he's not raised with any kind of racism.
Right. But
And he
he's
gives,
able, there's a lot of kids that can do that.
and he said, I don't understand. Why are they, what? Oh, when he said, oh, he said they were chasing him and say, get out of here, you filthy animals. It was so bad. He doesn't know that language, you filthy animals. It was so bad.
Wow.
And I asked what he saw, and he'll recognize period clothing and everything. Um, but
Yeah,
anyway,
he brought this with him. He's a past life incarnate. He's done this work before. It's
he's
up to
done
him if he wants to keep going, because if he can't handle it anymore, he can tell them to stop.
he's been, his mom realized after 3 years that this was real, and she's good with it. And then he sees me doing this kind of work. So, his friends make fun of him, but he's confident within himself.
That's good.
Yeah. So we should take some more viewer questions.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we're almost at an hour,
I
girl.
know, I know. Okay, so Deanne Rowe, by the way, whatever we don't answer, I'll answer in a separate video. So don't worry, at least I'll read on it. Maybe I'll let Linda answer the rest of the questions for now.
Okay.
There's still a lot. I've lost all hope in the Democrats. I understand they don't have the majority, but is there anyone or anything we can put our trust in now that the Republicans have shown their true colors? Yeah, is there anyone that you see?
I think Gavin Newsom, because his numbers are really high right now. And I'm not a big fan of Gavin Newsom,
Yeah, but people,
but he fights Trump, and that's what people need.
that's what they need. Yeah,
And
because
listen, when they take over, when the Democrats take over, they are going to get powerful, and they're not going to be all nicey poo or take their time like the AG that Biden picked, which I'm sure he wished he hadn't picked him. He's
I
not
know
a bad man. He's a Libra, you know.
I was hoping he come through. So we have from Love My Donkey. Hello, Najia and Linda. I live in Western Washington on the largest island in the US, Whidbey Island. Can you tell me about how Mother Earth will express herself first? Volcanoes or earthquake up in my neck of the woods? Will my island break apart?
Not right now, in centuries, yes.
Oh, that's so good to hear.
Yeah, but there's volcano coming up over there by Oregon.
I see a lot of earth shifting in the next.
But I can't tell what decade it is. I can see stuff, but I can't tell
But
what decade it is.
can you feel it though? Can you feel all this?
If it's something huge is coming, I can feel it. Like that time I was reading that woman at Angel Heart, and I got so nauseous because my ears were ringing so bad and the room started to spin. And I said, stop. I told her there's going to be a huge earthquake coming. And she said, how do you know? I said, my ears are ringing and I'm nauseous. And I get real like high as a kite. And I said, okay, like my guys are saying, it's coming. And it happened within days, and it was the Japanese one.
But your ears were ringing before I
Yeah,
took
but lightly. There's
lightly. Okay.
the intensity was so bad I had to stop the reading.
No, I
These
meant.
ones that just happened,
Hmm.
it's more of a lighter, so they're probably, I don't worry as much because it's not going to be huge. There's probably an earthquake or some shift taking place.
Yeah, I feel something's coming on. I feel like multiple shiftings coming on, like a lot.
And remember when I told everybody, especially in my 25, Earth related events are going to stop this nonsense with infighting. The United States is getting ready to go through some of the most traumatic weather related, case in point, Texas. There's big, huge storms. There's windstorms like nobody's ever seen. There's fire. One of the biggest fires is happening now down where Danny lives in San Luis Obispo. Danny, bathrobe psychic.
Oh, I love him, Danny Shea.
Yeah, Danny Shea, 80,000 acres. So, but the cleansing of the earth, the fires, as terrible as they are, we're always overdue because there was Spaniards that came to the coast of the United States and they noticed a tribe had set fire to where they had been staying and moved on. Well, you didn't get those big, huge fires like you do now but they knew that the earth had to be on fire.
Mhm.
And so they would do that to cleanse the area they were at
Yeah.
and start new.
In the
So
forest, that
as
happens
terrible
naturally.
as it is, and we still insist on buying property that's near the ocean. I would no sooner buy a property near the ocean. When I was in Malibu visiting a friend and I was heading down Highway 1 to go to the airport, I was looking at those cliffs.
Yeah.
There was actually a house above, a multi-million-dollar estate, that the pool had fallen. It had fallen a while ago, but they had all the
The
barrier.
pool.
The pole had fallen down the cliff. And
What?
as I looked at that cliff, something said to me, those are brittle cliffs. I felt fire, which there was a good sized fire, but I also feel landslides and cliff motion. So it's
Yeah,
not good to
shaking.
be in Malibu right now.
Okay, everyone listen to that because she has been right about places, accurate. She's been able to pinpoint places ahead of time.
Yeah.
Linda, there's also a question. This really upsets me. We were talking about it earlier. She says, "Thank you, Linda and Najia. Seeing videos of people rejoicing and in glee of people who are going to be tortured and jailed in camps is extremely disturbing. What can the guides say about this?"
That's their piece they'll have to make when they're deceased.
Mm,
Listen, that kind of negative energy will always zoom back on you. What goes around comes around. And it's not that we should set that and say, you need to pay. Just know that they will burn themselves up in their soul on their own because that negative thinking you're better than another person and other people deserves to be in pain like Germany did with the Jews. They're not worth being alive. Those things will catch
oh,
up with you.
they will. Oh, so another person, Deborah Pietro, says, "Beautiful Linda." So this is for you. "So many readers are telling us to prepare for complete chaos. We all need to have water and gas and any other needs. How bad will it actually get?"
There will be issues with electrical. Some of it will be terrorist action, but some of it will be natural phenomenon happening with solar flares. And I do see some down things, but not where we're wiped out. Not now, not yet. Don't forget, when the new beginning happens in 28, when we're done with this Trumpism,
Maybe sooner.
a lot of things are really good things are going to take place.
I mean, I do get when I see, I've had a lot of predictions about, calamities and different things it's been, having visions for 40 years, and some have come true. But I always see that the future, the long-term future, is very peaceful energy.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, I mean, it feels amazing.
yes.
But, I mean, it feels amazing. Like I just want, and I also wanted to tell everybody, um, that, and then this, right? Because being human, you go through so much crap in life, and you've been through cancer, you're a single mom and different marriages, and it's so hard, right? But and I'm dealing with my own stuff. We talked a little bit about my ER visit yesterday, and you know, but what keeps me going is knowing I have my guides. And how do I know I have my guides besides me having miracles in my life? But I read for people all the time, and I'm like, "Oh my God, everyone's got a team. Not
Yeah,
just one angel, you got like a team, right?"
team. And you know what? the being frightened. Frightened is not of God. Know that this too shall pass, and don't be afraid of death, as much as that sounds. People are so holding on tight. I heard from a woman whose sister had just recently died. She was so, they were fighting. She was doing another round of chemo. And what I got from the woman on the other side was, oh, wow, this is beautiful. But,
Yeah.
and she's, because what happens is a lot of people don't have a hard time dying because they don't want to leave their loved ones.
Yeah,
And
that's a big
they
one.
fear the unknown. I mean, how do you know beyond a reasonable doubt that there is no death? I've seen it. I've seen the other side. I've had such phenomena happen, and I wouldn't be doing this work if I didn't have terrific guides. Because when I begged for my life, and they said, "What are you doing? You know, there's no such thing as death." I was awakened, so to speak. So I don't fear it anymore. I'm going to be okay. So, but as we go through this stuff, because somebody, I think it was Ruth Montgomery, was talking, to her guys on her typewriter about end of time or significant events that take place. Sometimes we even dream about past life. I know I was killed in a tsunami. I could see it coming. I was standing there with my family and knew we were going to die. But she said, the guide said, somebody said, well, how do you, we don't tell you this to make you frightened. We tell you this to prepare, but also know that it's going to be okay. It doesn't matter what end you end up on. Like this COVID that I saw a year before it happened.
Yeah.
A lot of people died thanks to Trump too. A
I know
lot of people
a
died,
lot.
but they're
Lot.
not dead,
I know. But it's just their families suffer.
Oh, it's terrible. People couldn't go see their parents in facilities. But this cruel thing with trying to kick people, that don't worry, they're going to stop that bull come 2027 when by that time we're in like Flynn.
And I saw that the FEMA funds are directed toward that alligator Alcatraz for cruelty. Like I saw that on the news last night that the FEMA funds are being, and they're proud of that. Like, and we just had this thing
Something's
happen in.
getting ready to happen that's going to pull the rug right out from under Trump. Either he's going to die, or there's going to be such big events taking place, i.e., Iran. Something's going to take place that I see Putin dying. I see Netanyahu not dying, but getting thrown in jail. So Trump, he's got Uranus and Gemini right now. And that will make you change the way you look at things for Gemini. So they said your
First time.
personality, the things you thought were important suddenly aren't important. So I think the Uranus thing is going to be some major upheaval, and a lot of us are going to look at things differently. It's just about your family and your friends. So,
Yeah, I know it's getting late. Is there any last thing that you wanted to say to our audience?
no, just love you and keep watching Nadia. She rocks.
Oh yeah, keep watching. You know what? And as we go through all these changes, I know a lot of people recently saw my natural disaster predictions, and I just wanted to let you.
Annette read her and saw exactly what took place.
Yeah,
Did you let Annette know yet
about what?
about what happened yesterday?
Oh, okay.
I'm going to write her after we're done, and I'm going to tell her.
And that called me in the middle. I was doing a reading for a woman in Europe, and that got such, and that, and that got such a message. She goes, Najia, I need you to tell your client you'll make it up to her and get to the ER now.
Oh my God.
I wasn't feeling good. The client was, I'm doing better now.
And the thing is with psychics, you guys, this happens to me. If I'm not feeling good, I'm not doing a great reading.
It would have been hard. I was really struggling.
Yeah.
I was really struggling for days, and I'm doing some I'm doing some things now, and there's a lot of prayer on the prayer list, and prayer does help.
Yes.
And I am open for readings, by the way, and
Good.
I'll be going through Annette wants me, David wants me to really raise my prices, but I haven't done it yet. May happen tonight on my website. So if you are
Yeah,
thinking of a reading, book it now while the prices are lower, because I feel badly, but it does take a lot out of me.
I know. I
It
know.
really
I'm
takes
doing
a
an
lot.
event in Laguna Beach, October, the first week of October. I posted it on my YouTube community page. And girlfriend, I was shocked. I sold over 20 tickets in less than 24 hours.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah, I'm only
are you
taking 60 people total.
hosting the event?
Yes, it's
Oh,
just me. There's no one else. My
well,
friend Mark Rhodes, who's the concierge of the gay community in San Francisco, is helping me. He looks for places for me to do things. And he said, oh, there's this awakenings in Laguna Hill. I said, yeah, check it out. So he contacted the guy's really nice. He's got a lovely room. And I'm just going to do 30 persons a day. So if you want to do both days, that's cool. And I'm just going to sit and read people in the room, more personal, not overwhelmed with too many people. We're going to have a nice catered lunch. And it should be
nice.
fun.
So people can have one-on-one, like a
Yes, yes.
three-card
But
reading?
it's
That's
with
cool.
30 people, so it won't be private. You won't have your
Won't be
privacy.
private, but it's kind of fun and supportive.
Yeah, people love. Listen, I always tell when I used to do those little mediumship groups,
Hmm.
I say, if I've read you, you want to go ahead. No, they would stay because they want to hear everybody else's. So that should be fun.
It's kind of like a party too. I mean,
Yeah,
and you get to enjoy everyone else. You do learn from other people, I
yeah.
think, and you can connect. It's really lovely. Oh, I wish there was a reason. I wish there was a place in Philly to come to because I'd
There
love
you
to
go.
have you. I
Well,
remember when I tell.
If Mark looks, he will find it. He's hosting a very famous gay comedian on the 24th of this month and invited me and my sister to come to meet this comedian. The problem is it's in San Francisco. I hate driving into San Francisco.
Oh, now, so there's 20 people. They register within a short amount of time, but are there
I
spots
already
left?
registered. 20 people have already paid to
So
come.
there's still some spots left. If any, I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah, there's
post it
40.
tonight.
Yeah, I didn't look at what days they picked. I'm reading Saturday and Sunday. So,
Wonderful, wonderful.
all right, you guys.
So
Thank you so much, sweetie.
thank you, and I guess we were talking like which to come first, but I said I had the feeling come on my channel first. But I hope to see you on yours soon. We're gonna end it out for everyone. Let's ring our bells. Let me get the thank you everyone for joining us. I'll answer the rest of your
When I hear this bell, I think of chow. I'm hungry.
oh my God. And that said we're both gonna meet our guys this year, and I'm like, all I've been doing is eating. The last thing I want to do is
She said that to me too. And I'm divorced 3 times. I would never get married again, period. But no, I'm not interested. And she kept thinking it, but you gotta believe what she said because she's really good. But
she's
right now, hell no, I'm not looking for nobody.
all right.
I'm
Well, I'm gonna.
old. I'll be 72 this next September.
I know you're looking good, Linda. Oh, someone
Thank
also
you.
said how good you look, by the way, one of the people in the comments. But well,
Well, I always said, even when I was young, if they can make people look a little younger, I wasn't one of those, oh, I'll never have plastic surgery. I said, hell yeah, bring on the plastic surgery.
I
So if I wasn't doing the show, I wouldn't have had it.
yeah, because there's no, but you're on the
Because
show,
but I'm
people see
always
you.
in the public eye with millions of people that watch. So yeah, a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. You know what I'm saying?
I know it's
As long as I don't
wonderful.
stand up and show you my fat rear, I'm good.
I'm sure your rear is beautiful. I remember years ago you had some laser on your face, and I said,
Oh yeah.
that looks so good. Like it was dramatic. Like I was
I've
like,
done a lot
wow.
of laser stuff, and there's a thing called where they put little holes. Oh, that was the dot. It's called dot. The
It's
most
called dot?
painful laser I ever
Oh.
had. The
Oh.
most painful.
Oh,
I would never, now that I've had this, well, this didn't really work with my skin. This just worked with the muscles because I'm still sore right here. They
looks
pull the
great.
muscle up. and go behind the ears.
I remember that whatever you did, I think it it burned your face and made your
Yeah,
skin go off. Was that the dots or something else?
it could. I've also had laser surgery, so not laser surgery, laser resurfacing.
I think that was it. I think it was a resurfacing and it looked amazing. I'm like, someday I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Going to treat myself to that, because it was really good. I was like, wow. And anyway, but
Face
we
doesn't look like you need any kind, nothing.
oh, but I had a career in photography before. I know how to do lighting, at least like I look
Okay.
very different without a lighting and a filter.
Okay. Yeah,
And
I don't know nothing about no lighting or filter. I just know I'm white as can be, but you're not supposed to be in the sun. So, do you
yeah,
know when my sister and I were younger,
what?
we would go out with the baby oil in the backyard,
I know I did that too. It's
and
crazy.
my sister and I would lay out there and get our tan. And my mom used to say, "You girls need to stop that. Stop! You could smell the bacon."
It's
And
not the
we had a regime, especially my sister. She had to work really hard to get a little brown. My brother had the native, my mom's skin, so he
yeah.
could be pitch black if he wanted. But me and my sister have that Irish freckled skin, and we would get beet red. I could tan, but my sister had a really hard time. She'd work at it so hard, and all that time, and then it does damage to your skin.
It does. It really does. I have a lot, but I've been working on it. I even like did some crazy videos of what I do, like cheapy methods to resurface your skin, and all the stuff I do. Did it for Valentine's Day, like a self-care thing for the women,
Yeah,
and because it does make you feel better, you know.
yeah,
You want to have your best face forward, and I'm so happy for you that you're treating yourself to some good things. You're so good for everybody else. You give
yeah.
so
Well,
much,
I have
and
no shame in it. People want to say, "Oh, what's she doing? How ego?" Whatever, dude.
I
Dude,
I had
you don't live in
somebody,
my world. You can do whatever you want. And the only reason I did it is because of this show. If you're just sitting at home watching TV
yeah,
or watching these shows, you don't have to have that done.
it's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I had someone accusing me of getting a facelift when I was getting like an Epico up in here, like a really serious surgery to get rid of an infection because it could go to my heart. That's why I was afraid of yesterday.
Okay.
That surgery I had a couple of months ago might have gone to my heart because of my pain. But she's accusing me and like, oh, you should be spending all your money on cosmetic surgery. And I'm thinking, because I was just doing live streams off camera because, I got dental students working on me. I can't even afford like regular dentist, with my changes in life and I'm swollen, like,
You
whatever.
didn't want to go in front of the camera.
And I said, but what if I wanted surgery? I'd be thrilled to get it. You know, if I had the money and the courage, I think it takes some courage because,
Boy,
you
it's
know,
some painful stuff too.
oh,
Yeah.
you got to have some courage to do that. Facelift, I mean, God bless you, right?
Well, this doctor was fantastic.
Yeah. Well,
So,
listen,
okay, sweetie. Well, thank you
can
so
we
much.
talk off camera after I end?
Sure.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll come back again. Bye. And
Cheers.
put your questions in the post, the community post, because the other ones that are all over the place is harder. They get answered later. All right, everyone? Bye.